Are you a content creator that feels like they're on the verge of burnout, where you feel like every waking moment you're either filming, editing, or selling, where you feel like you're on this hamster wheel of just working and working and working, where you feel like you wish you could just charge a little bit more for your work so that you could work less, right? You, my friend, are suffering from being overworked and underpaid, and I aim to solve that problem for you in this video. If you're a videographer, on the other hand, where you're charging a decent amount, right, $10,000 for your video production, but you know you're landing these contracts infrequently, and you never know when they're coming, right? You go out there and you're trying to close these deals, but you know it's just hit or miss, and so your revenue basically looks like this, where 1 month is really good, but then you can go weeks or even months not closing a deal in between. And more than anything, you just want revenue that looks like this. You want consistency, you want predictability, but you want to be charged. You want to be able to charge what you know your value is worth. Well, I aim to solve that problem for you in this video as well. For both of you guys, most likely you're making 1 to 2 or even both mistakes that I'm going to uncover in this video for you. I'm going to basically, reveal behind the curtains what these 2 mistakes are that I see most videographers making. And this comes from a lot of experience doing this for over 10 plus years, realizing that there are basically 2 different types of clients on the face of this planet. And what I aim to do is I basically aim to share these 2 types of clients with you and go over which clients you should go after if you want to make as much money as possible with the least amount of effort and you want that consistent, predictable income. That is what I will share with you in this video by simply understanding which niches to go after and what offer to make them. So I'm going to go over that with you. I'm going to share this thing called the wealth transference principle, and then I'm going to leave you with some key takeaways. And the reason I'm going to do this with the key takeaways is because I plan on sharing a lot of information with you. So just sit back, relax, know that you're in for a good show, but understand that, I highly encourage you to, take some notes, maybe watch this video 2-3 times, and definitely watch this all the way through because there's a lot that I'll be throwing your way, okay? I promise you, if you watch this all the way through, you take some notes and really try to understand it, this will move some freaking mountains for you, okay? So hopping right on into it, after doing this for a very, very, very long time, going from charging a few $100s to $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $7,000, and then eventually being able to charge $30,000 plus per video production, I can confidently tell you there are basically 2 types of clients on the face of this planet. There are social return investment clients and there are monetary return investment clients. Okay, so let's go over social return investment clients first. Social return investment clients are clients that want video for social reasons. There's no revenue being generated. There is no profit. There are no sales associated, right? So what kind of clients are those? Those are weddings, right? Those are music videos. 99.9% of music videos. I'm not talking about music videos where there's a record label involved and they're trying to get an ROI. I'm just talking about your local artist that wants some clout. Okay, let's keep it real. Most of you guys are watching this right now. Those are the kinds of music videos you guys are doing. I'm also talking about things like, for example, creating content for, like, for example, a guy or a girl, a personal trainer, or somebody, an aspiring personal trainer that they want some clout, they want to look good on social media, right? There's no revenue being generated because they're not actually marketing, advertising, doing anything with your videos, right? So that's social return as well. Now, I'm going to say one thing to you right now, and this might trigger you if you are somebody that predominantly does music videos or weddings. But the thing is, my goal in this video is to share information with you. And my goal in life is to work with videographers and help them get to multiple 6, if not 7 figures within a year's time. So if your goal and your ambition is to get to 7 figures, which is $3,333 per day, then, please try to just bear with me, be patient with me as I say this next thing, because I promise you, if you watch the video all the way to the end, it will be very illuminating for you and it'll make a lot of sense, okay? So the thing I'm going to say to you that might be triggering is to stay away from social return clients, okay? Stay away from weddings. Stay away from these music videos, these local artists. I don't care if they're charging, you're able to make 1 to 5. I don't care if it's even up to $5,000. In both of those cases, you are not going to get to 7 figures per year. And at 7 figures, that is, again, $3,333 per day. If you charge $3,330 per music video, can you really create a shot list? Can you really create a treatment? Can you really film? Can you really edit? Can you close a deal? Can you do one of those every single day for $3,333 per day? Or a wedding for $3,333? Probably not. You're going to burn the freak out. And so what you have to do, the first thing you have to do is you have to go after clients that are going to pay you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, 6 figures for a video production deal. Okay, so who are those? Well, those are what we call monetary return clients. Monetary return clients, basically they look at video as a tool to help them generate more revenue. So what kind of people are they? They are all business owners. So you have to go after business owners. That is the first shift you must make. Business owners see video as a tool to help them generate more revenue. Business is an establishment that simply is created to generate revenue and profit. So if you can go into an establishment, if you can go to a business owner and say, hey, Mr. and Miss Business Owner, I've got this video here and I've got this strategy here, and if you pair them together, it will generate $100,000 of revenue for you in your business within a year's time. We are expecting $30,000 for this. If you can convey your message the right way, and if you have conviction, if you actually prove it, and you actually have a strategy, if you actually know how to do it, well, that is a no-brainer offer for this business owner. The reason why is $100,000 of revenue minus $30,000 for your video leaves $70,000 of margin. The question is, can you do that, right? Do you know how to actually generate $100,000 of revenue for a business with your video? Well, we'll go over that in this video. Okay, so the first thing to understand is simply that we've got two types of clients. We've got social retention clients, we've got monetary retention clients. I recommend going after monetary retention clients if you want to make as much revenue as possible, as efficiently as possible, and you want your revenue, your income to look like this as opposed to looking like this. That is the first shift you must make. Okay, now what we can do is we can take these monetary retention clients and we can actually break them into subcategories. We've got, low end, medium end, high end. Now, before I go ahead and explain to you why we've got low, medium, and high, there's something important that you have to understand, which is this thing called the wealth transference principle. Again, this comes after a lot of experience. I'm going to share some information with you right now that is counterintuitive to everything you've ever heard in your entire life. Because so far, up until now, what you've heard is add a lot of value, create amazing content for your client, they'll pay you more. That is the most bogus information. That is the most bogus advice that I have ever heard. If that was true, then everybody would be freaking wealthy, right? You'd go bend over backwards, get a freaking red, get an RE, shoot content, make the most amazing thing, and you'd be wealthy. But that doesn't work. Life doesn't work that way. And the reason life doesn't work that way is because of this thing called money transference, wealth transference. Money, wealth is transferred. It is not created, right? Money does not grow on trees. It is transferred. So just stick with me. If you understand this one principle, if you understand this one thing I'm going to share with you, it will make you a lot of money, okay? So what we've got here, this drawing, this diagram, and I know I'm not the best drawer, but just bear with me here. What I want you to do is I want you to imagine that, this right here, this is your bank account, okay? This is your bank account. This right here is your client's bank account. And let's say it's a dentist, or better yet, let's say it's a restaurant. Okay? Just for a demonstration purpose, let's say it's a restaurant, okay? So this is your bank account. This is your client's bank account. Your job is to help your client acquire more customers, customer. And not only increase the number of customers your client has, but increase the value of each of those customers. So let's say, for example, your restaurant is charging, let's say the average customer is spending $500 at your client's restaurant. Your job is to try to figure out how do you increase the value from $500 to, say, for example, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, okay? Your first job is to figure out how to acquire these customers, and the second thing to do is to figure out how to increase the value of the customers. And the reason this is so important is because of this thing that nobody on the face of this planet will tell you, especially no YouTuber will tell you, there's no course creator, no guru that is a videographer will tell you this, is because this is your money. This is your money. And then all you do is you simply transfer the money to your client's bank account, and then your client transfer that money over to your bank account. Your client doesn't freaking matter. So all that stuff that people are saying to you of adding a tremendous amount of value and being absolutely amazing and da-da-da-da-da, it's all bullcrap. Your client doesn't matter. Screw the client. I could care less about my clients, okay? And I say that kind of in a facetious way, but I don't care. All I care about is this, because this is my money. This right here, this is my money. The way you want to view it is what you're doing is every single customer that you're acquiring and the value that you're increasing the value of these customers, this is your money. So right now, if you can make, for example, $10,000 for your client, well then this is your money. And all you're doing is you're simply transferring that money to yourself. And your client is simply a middleman. It's an intermediary. That's it. So how do you do this? How do you get more customers? How do you increase the value of each of the customers? Well, you can run Facebook ads, you can run Instagram ads, you can run TikTok ads in order to acquire more customers. And then what you can do is you can do things like implement SMS text, or you can do, email marketing, where like every single month, for example, once somebody does become a customer, you can have a special offer. You can have an offer for New Year's. You can have a Valentine's offer for February. You can have a freaking April Fool's offer for April. You can have an offer in May. You can have an offer in June. You can have a 4th of July offer. Every single month, you should send them an email or a text with an offer in order to bring them in through the door. And this is for restaurants, but this works across the board, right? So for example, somebody comes in, you run ads, and you get more customers for your dentist client, but then what you could do is every month or every few months, what you can do is you can send out an offer. So a teeth whitening offer, for example, or a denture implant offer. Whatever it is, right? You can make offers to these customers to make them spend more money. And the reason you want them to spend more money is because this is all your money, and you're simply transferring that over to your client, who is then transferring that over to you. Okay, so this is wealth transfers. Money is not created, money is distributed, money is transferred. And so if you operate from this point of view, then you become a beast. You sit there and you become a madman. This is where the beasts, the savages, the sharks are created, because they figured this stuff out. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, so if you simply operate for the rest of your life, the rest of business from this perspective, where your clients are simply a middleman and you focus entirely on this, I promise it'll make you very wealthy, because what this does is it forces you to think more creatively. Like they say, you've got a prime lens and you've got a zoom lens. When you got a zoom lens, you can zoom in and out. But when you got a prime lens, it forces you to really move. It forces you to be different. It challenges you to be more creative. And so when you operate from this perspective, it challenges you to be creative. And the ones that rise to the challenge, those are the guys that become very wealthy. Okay, so that being said, let's kind of go back up here now. Okay, so again, I explained social returns with clients, I explained monetary returns with clients, and that we want to go after monetary. Now, the reason we have these different categories is because of this, the wealth transference. How much money can we make our clients? I can tell you that the more money you can make your client, the more money you can profit, right? It's about acquiring customers, increasing the value of them, and then transferring that over. So our job is to figure out who can we acquire more customers for, and then also at the highest amount, who not only the customers, but the value of the customers. And that is why we have this right here. Now, we've got this thing inside of our program, okay? So this right here, by the way, my name is Krish. If I didn't introduce myself, my name is Krish Kumar. I'm the creator of the Cinema Marketing Agency, which basically focuses on helping out videographers generate more revenue. We run ads and create content and have a coaching program for them. So anyways, real quick, this is basically our portal where we have a bunch of content. We have courses and products, and we have this thing called the Cinema Marketing Cheat Code case studies. And these are real life case studies across various different niches, from dentists and podiatrists and car dealerships and HVAC and dryer rents, and et cetera, et cetera. We've got a bunch of clients that we've worked with where we've created content for them, we've ran ads for them, and we spent millions of dollars in advertising. So we can tell you who you can make a premium from. And what I can tell you confidently is that if you go into a gym, if you go into a restaurant, if you go in one day out of the year, create some photos, create some videos, get some photos, videos, spend a week editing them, and then you run ads for the rest of the year, generating leads and sales for gyms and restaurants, they're going to be able to pay you about $2,000 per month. If you move up higher on the totem pole, if you've got dentists or you've got medical spas, if you go and do the exact same thing, spend 1 to 3 days creating some content, spend a week editing it, and then running ads for your client for the rest of the year, they're going to pay you about $5,000 per month. If you move up a little bit higher on the totem, we've got car dealerships and we've got plastic surgeons. Again, if you do the same thing, go into establishment, spend 1 to 3 days creating content, a week editing, and then running ads for the rest of the year, they will happily pay you $10,000 a month. And the reason for that, again, is wealth transference. It's because the average gym charges like $50 a month, and a restaurant it's like $37 for a dish. Dentists, on the other hand, it's basically if you spend $100 on advertising, you can sell an Invisalign offer for $3.5K. So in other words, if a dentist gave you $1,000 of ad spend a month, you're going to be able to generate about $30K for them. So if you can generate $30K for somebody, do you think that they'd be willing to pay at least $5K? Right? They would. They would happily pay you $5K so that you could bring in $30K every single month. And then we've got car dealerships. How much are cars? Cars are freaking $20K, right? A car is $20K. So you've got $20K, we've got $3.5K, and then we've got maybe $1K, right? So there's a very, very big difference here from $1K to $3.5K to $20K. There's a very big difference. So again, it all boils down to what did I explain earlier? Wealth transference principle. As we move further and further along this potential, we can acquire more customers, more valuable. Not necessarily more customers, but more value, right? It is number of customers times how much each customer is worth. That's what we're looking for. And as you move further and further along the potential, there's more of that number. It's higher and higher. Customer times value per customer. Okay? So there you have it. The idea is simply this. You have to go after businesses and you have to figure out how to help them acquire customers and increase the value of the customers. That is simply it. Okay, so some key takeaways here. Charlie Munger of Berkshire Hathaway, right? If you don't know Charlie Munger, he is Warren Buffett's partner for Berkshire Hathaway. And what he says that it's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat that you're on. So if you're somebody right now where, again, at the very beginning of this video, I mentioned where you feel probably overworked and underpaid, what are you doing? You're working hard as hell. And even if you're somebody that's landing these $5,000, $6,000 jobs, you're probably working really hard. Okay, so the first thing is if you're working really hard and you feel like you're getting underpaid, the first thing is simply to make sure that you're on the right boat. If you're working with if you're doing these social return investment clients, then my friend, you are working way too hard. It's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat that you're on. So you have to jump ship. Right? Right now you're on a freaking canoe. You have to jump ship to the freaking Titanic. If you simply make that move from the canoe to the Titanic, it'll move mountains for you. You'll move so much freaking faster. In other words, you have to serve businesses. Instead of social return with clients, you have to move it to monetary return with clients, okay? So that is the first thing. That is the first thing you must do. That is the first tactical piece of advice I can give you. The second thing is this. To understand that nobody wants the drill, everybody wants the hole that the drill produces. Say that again. Nobody wants the drill, everybody wants the hole that the drill produces. I'm talking specifically about business owners here. Okay, nobody goes into a store and tries to figure out, okay, where are the drills? Okay, now that I know where the drills are, let me price shop and figure out which one is the best in terms of, all the different, functions. Okay, great, now I got it. Now I have to go home and I have to read the instructions in the manual so I don't drill my freaking finger off. No, I don't want to do all that. I just want the freaking hole in the wall. I want the hole that the drill produces. In other words, business owners, like I said, all they care about business is an establishment that focuses on generating revenue. So they don't care about video. They don't care about photos. That's like you telling them, that's like you trying to sell the freaking drill. Don't sell the drill, sell the hole in the wall. They want revenue. Sell them, stop selling video and start selling leads and sales. So again, if you are somebody right now that you are making $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 from your videos, I'm willing to bet that you're working with business owners. Most likely. But the problem that you're making, the issue that is there is that you're selling video instead of selling leads and sales. Because if you go to a business owner where you show them, hey, I make amazing work and it's going to help get you more customers and value, etc., they're going to be thinking in their head, how do I actually do this? A lot of business owners, they don't know how to take video and create a strategy and run ads and all that stuff in order to actually get a return on your video. So your video, even though in your head you're thinking it's valuable, to them it is a liability. Remember, a business is an establishment that focuses on generating revenue. That is all a business is. So if you come to a business and you are not helping bring in more revenue directly, then you are literally a liability. You're taking money out of the pocket. So the second thing is not only just going after businesses, but you have to learn advertising, you have to learn funnel building, you have to learn copywriting, you have to learn offer creation, you have to learn all these geeky, nerdy marketing things. You have to learn how to take this video and you have to learn how to actually generate revenue and sales for a business. Then you become irreplaceable. Once you learn this, well, then they keep you on for months, right? Because you can charge them every single month. You can charge them a retainer. You can charge them $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 per month, like I explained above. And so if you are able to do this, charging $2,000 per month, $5,000 per month, $10,000 per month, what does that do for you? It solves that issue of where your revenue is like this, instead it's more like this. And now we're in the real estate game. We're in the real estate rental game, right? So if that all makes sense, I know I gave you a lot of information. We're 17 minutes into this video, but I hope you got a lot of value from it. I hope it was insightful for you. Again, I highly recommend that you go back, maybe watch this video again, take some notes on it, and if you adhere to what I've explained to you in this video and you actually go out there and implement it, I promise you that it'll freaking move mountains for you, okay? That being said, that's all I've got for you now. Cheers.